Warning. Some viewers may find the following opinions disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
So I've done a handful of what-ifs on some popular series. In today's video, I'll be tackling Shonen Jump's very own Katekyo Hitman Reborn. This is one of the few series that had to contend with the likes of the big three. This series entered the Shonen Jump lineup from May 24, 2004 to November 12, 2012. That's 8 years, 409 chapters, compiled in 42 volumes. This series, about the Mafia, may not have reached the top of popularity, but it sure was successful during its run. That, of course, is all in the past. The question is, what if Reborn started today? Would this series find equal success or more if it started now? Reborn is quite interesting in the fact that it is the only series I've read that changed genres. This series initially started out as a comedy manga. By the time we reached volume 8, it transitioned over from comedy to action. I believe it was because of this switch that Reborn was able to find success. If anything, I feel like Reborn could find success now if it started today. The reason I say this is because a series with a similar feel to Reborn is doing quite well. That series I'm referring to is Sakamoto Days. So let's see if Reborn has what it takes to hit its mark if it started today. The chapter starts out in Italy, where a fedora-wearing baby named Reborn tells two men at a bar that his next destination is Japan. We then see middle school student Suna get hit in the face with a basketball. He is told by his classmates to clean up the gym as they leave, bad-mouthing Suna in the process. The only reason someone like Suna goes to school in the first place is to catch a glimpse of his crush, Sasagawa Kyoko. According to Suna, she is dating the Kendo Club's captain, Mochida-senpai, which he sees and decides to go home for the day. At home, Suna's mother informs him that his home tutor will be arriving. All of a sudden, Reborn appears and states that he is the home tutor. Suna laughs and says he can't learn anything from Reborn as he gets kicked in the gut. After roughing up Suna for a bit, Reborn tells him his true goal is to make him a mafia boss. Not only that, but Reborn is going to be living with Suna. The following day, Reborn tags along as Suna walks to school. It's here that Reborn meets Kyoko and she takes a liking to him. Reborn finds out about how Suna hasn't told Kyoko his feelings for her, which leads to Reborn shooting Suna. While dying, Suna regrets not telling Kyoko how he feels, thus being reborn with the energy to do so. He finds Kyoko asking her out as she runs away startled. Suna snaps back to his senses as Reborn explains the special properties of the bullet's effect. Back at home, Reborn reveals that the dying will bullet was passed down from the Vongolo family. It is here we learn that the ninth boss of the Vongolo wishes to pass the status of the next generation, which would be Suna. The following day, Suna's classmates make fun of him for what happened. Suna is then hoisted off to face Mochida at Kendo with Kyoko as the prize. Mochida even intends to cheat. Suna, on the other hand, disappears and goes on about his day. Reborn catches him and shoots him with another dying will bullet. This of course makes Suna want to beat Mochida in Kendo. Charging back into the gym, Suna headbutts Mochida and rips off his hair, winning him the match. This feat not only impresses the entire class, but Kyoko as well. Suna is tasked to read a book about how to be a mafia boss. After that incident with Mochida, the students have begun to respect Suna a bit more. So much so that a classmate even asked for Suna's help for an upcoming volleyball match. Suna agrees, planning on using the dying will bullet. He searches for Reborn so he could use the dying will bullet on him. Reborn tells him he could, but he would die in the process if he doesn't have any regrets. Dejected, Suna plans on ditching his classmates to avoid being called useless again. All of a sudden, Sunan bumps into Kyoko and she drags him into the gym. Everyone is excited when he arrives, but is disappointed when he messes up. Suna makes an excuse to get out of playing, but gets second thoughts on leaving. Reborn then shoots Suna in the legs, giving him the ability to jump really high. Suna's class gets a new transfer student from Italy, Gokudera Hayato. We actually see Gokudera's silhouette briefly in Chapter 2. Gokudera is upset with Suna, and we later find out it's because Suna is next in line to become the boss of the Vongola family. Gokudera himself wants to become the 10th boss. He then tries to use dynamite to get rid of Suna. Luckily, Reborn was able to defuse the dynamite. Upon their first meeting, Gokudera essentially tells readers that Reborn is the 9th boss's trusted assassin. We also come to find out that Reborn was the one who told Gokudera that if he killed Suna, he would be next in line to become the head of the Vongola family. After confirming this information, Gokudera proceeds to light up more dynamite. As Suna runs for his life, Reborn shoots him with a diagonal bullet so he could fight back. Suna defuses the dynamite, prompting Gokudera to use double and then triple the amount. At this point, the dynamite becomes too much for Gokudera to handle, making him drop all of the dynamite. Luckily, Suna was able to defuse all of them, saving his life. Gokudera being extremely grateful for Suna for saving his life, he willingly becomes his subordinate. With those 3 chapters, it's a good introduction to not only the characters, but how the world in the story works. I will say, if the story did continue like it did in 2004, then there's a chance the series would get cancelled before it switches over to an action series. But what are your thoughts? Do you think Reborn would be a successful series if it started today? As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.